Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of ZGN Talks. Today, Mitch and I are going to be talking about how to convince yourself not to fear failure.
So something that anyone watching this and anyone in the world in general should know and realize is that you are you. And I'll say this one more time is you are you. Now, this comes down to people really caring about what others think of them and how other people view you, the person that is watching. Yes, I'm sure you watching this think and care about how people view you. And this is something Emiliano and I also tend to sometimes care about in certain situations, how people view us. But over time, there are many ways to be getting over it, because if you don't, it will really slow down your trajectory in life and where you are trying to get. So for example, say someone just views you as a loser. Maybe you're in school and you would get bad grades and someone just views you as a loser. Well, that person views you as a loser, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are a loser. You are you. You are whoever you are. Maybe you enjoy playing soccer. Maybe you like playing video games. Maybe you like going outside and partaking in certain activities. You are you, and that is what you enjoy. And for school may not be for everyone. Not everyone achieves success in school. So just because someone is viewing you as a loser or maybe not as smart as other people, that does not necessarily mean that you are a loser and you are not as smart as other people. Because again, you are you and you are not what other people view you as. So that is something that you really need to get installed in your head and understand. Now, one of the first steps in realizing that you are you and how other people view you is not who you really are. It is just how other people view you. It is their own perspective. It is who you are in other people's minds, but in actual reality, that is not who you are. And one of the first ways in understanding that is really managing social media use, because the more often that you are on social media looking at what other people are doing, looking at what other people are posting that is trending and what naturally a lot of the audience on Instagram or other platforms are engaged in, that will naturally force you to want to post that sort of content. And the more you start doing that, and say you may not have as many followers as others, or you may not get as much engagement as others, you will really begin comparing yourself to other people. And then from that, thinking of, oh, maybe these people are engaging with my content because they think this of me, that sort of perspective and view on other people will really mess with your head. So if you learn how to really manage social media use and, maybe go on your phone, and this is actually something that I do on my phone. I've gone to the settings. I have an iPhone 11. I went to the settings and I pretty much added a notification symbol that if I spend 1 hour long throughout the day on Instagram, it instantly alerts me, and then it kind of blacks out or grays out the app, so I know I no longer should be going on Instagram that day. So if you're able to successfully manage your time that you use on social media, it will really elevate your way of thinking, not just about yourself, but the world around you.
The second way you can really convince yourself not to fear failure is through your perspective. Now, everybody out there has a different perspective on their life, and everyone out there is in different places. Now, the way I like to think of it, if you're 20 years old, you shouldn't really be comparing yourself to someone who's 60 or 40 on Instagram, because those people have been around a lot longer. They've had a lot more time to master their craft and really ride to the top of their industry. Another way to think about it is also think of it as small town versus big city. These two people view the world extremely differently, and it's the same way as age. And you're talking about perspective not just in an age sense, but also a locational sense. For instance, if you live in a really small town, a really small village, let's say you live in the country, success for someone living in the country may be, oh, I own my own land, I have my own cattle. This is what makes me successful. This is what makes me, the top of the game. This is what makes me the top of the social hierarchy here. If these same exact people go to the city with that version of success, they're going to be really, really surprised to learn about people with Jeff Bezos or people like Mark Benioff who owns giant skyscrapers in San Francisco, because it's a completely different perspective. And vice versa. If you're some city kid and you go to the country, no one's going to care if you own some business. They're going to care, hey, what type of business do you own? Like, what's your family life like? And that's what life is really about. It's all about different perspective. As long as you make progression or constantly trying to make yourself a better person, learn more things, or even if you're not in business, just make yourself a more complete person. That's what life's all about. It's about, this continual progression, continually getting better, and not about being perfect right now. It's something you have to really work towards. And reiterating kind of what Mitch said about social media, if you're constant in social media such as Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or Twitter, and you're constantly scrolling for the point of getting entertained, and you go and you follow a ton of people in the industry that are way farther ahead of you, you're going to get kind of a little bit lost, because what ends up happening is instead of being concerned about what you're doing with your life and your real perspective, what's going to end up happening is you're going to start to see the world as, hey, all these people living all these great lives, and here I am, and I'm not having such a great life as these people. And that's really one part of social media that's actually really detrimental that most people don't like to talk about. So being said, a large part of your life and how you can learn not to be scared of failure is, really limiting your time and limiting and being careful with who you follow on social media. Because most people on social media, whether or not you're in business or not, they're going to put a lot of content that's just going to make themselves look like they're perfect, they're well-rounded, great individuals. But in reality, a lot of these people actually live horribly and they live miserably. And at the end of the day, what you should really be concerned with is yourself and working on how you continually get better in your life.
Now, the third way, and arguably the best way of overcoming your fear of failure, is just not setting yourself up for failure. Now, this may seem like common sense, and a lot of people live everyday life or spend every single day of life living in a way that sets them up for inevitable failure. And a lot of these people just don't even know what they're doing. So since much of our audience is in the space of setting up a business or already starting a business and growing a business and just being entrepreneurially minded, let's go ahead and dive into an example of someone that runs a business. So you may be told a lot that, you need to go all in, you need to put everything into that business. But what's wrong with running a business while also having a job at the same time as a safety net? Because Emiliano will be getting into this in the next segment of the video, but we both had jobs while running our business on the side. Because guess what? If you're starting a business, that consists of you investing money, and guess what? You can potentially lose all of this money and go broke. So why not mitigate that level of risk? And while you're starting off your business, while you're growing it, have a job on the side. Because don't start going all in until you're fully gaining traction. But when you're first starting off, yes, have a job on the side. And then once you're home from working the job, keep working on the business. Yes, you may lose sleep. Your health may go down slightly. You may eat less. You may be much more occupied and not be able to go out. But that is how you really avoid failure. Because let's just say you're running a business, you're investing a bunch of money, and you start losing that money. Well, guess what? You have a job bringing you in consistent income. So again, that really mitigates your risk of failing while running a business. And this kind of just comes down to the idea of hedging your bets. You don't want to have everything in one basket. You don't want your mind thinking one thing. You just want to be able to hedge your bets in the sense of, again, if you have a business and it's going to be losing you money, especially in the beginning with startup costs, have a job on the side, because even through your job, you'll be meeting other people and you never know who you'll meet and of what value they can potentially provide to your business. And again, don't start fully focusing on your business 24/7, have that extra income on the side from potentially your job until, again, your business starts picking up consistent traction.
So I'm going to go a little bit how Mitch and I manage our past and how we really manage that risk. So Mitch and I first started getting into biz and we had our first successful biz at the same time as we were, doing this business venture, which was, had something to do with flipping Instagram page and doing Instagram page marketing. At the same time that we were doing that, we also had a job that would, allow us to reinvest even more into our first successful business. And being said, like Mitch referenced, you should always have a job until your business is making you about the same amount of money as your job previously did, and you see a lot of growth potential in that business. And a key part of lowering your risk in business and investing is actually called diversifying your risk. And, you really shouldn't be doing this at first, because first is trying to break through and then diversify. But speaking on our own personal experience, right now, Mitch and I have three main sources of income. And of those three sources of income, that is running our own e-commerce stores, doing consulting to people that want to start their own e-commerce stores or want to continue to grow their own e-commerce stores. And our third stream of income is our e-commerce management service and company. So essentially what we do is we just manage e-commerce stores, whether or not that's customer service, product research, or everything A to Z. And the great thing about having three different businesses is that we're not super reliant on one business. So let's say one of our multiple e-commerce stores that we run has a bad month or has a lot of customer service issues for that month, doesn't make a lot of sales. Well, in that case, we have our other businesses and our other e-commerce stores that we also run to fall back upon. And, at the end of the day, you really shouldn't be reliant on one source of income once you really break through and can allow yourself to diversify.
So yeah, guys, we hope you got value out of this video. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe, leave a comment below of what you thought about this video. Again, our Instagrams are down in the description below. So if you have any questions, want to network or connect with us, feel free to shoot us a message. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Adios.